Okay, we're live, I think. Boop, beep, boop. Hello, I'm here. Still just getting things set up. I literally have just turned my computer on for the first time today. Oh, did you all miss me? Hope so. Okay, yeah, today we are hopefully going to be finishing Apollo Justice. I have no idea how much of this there is actually left to go, but we'll figure that out as we go. So, I don't even believe I've got my OBS scene set up properly for this. DS, there we go. Oh, okay, I'm sideways. This is a true bingus. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. How do I rotate this? Rotate. There we go. Okay, I'm upright. Nice. Whoop. Yeah, I've given up on being IRL for this. Anyway, there. Oh, that is slightly too short and it's... Okay, there we go, that fixes it. Anyway, yeah. Justice time. Let's go. I vaguely remember what was going on here before, and I don't remember the voices I gave most characters. So, Drew Studio, 7 years ago. Ah, fuck, my knee hurts, that's great. Not great. Someone. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. What did I press? Oh, I've forgotten the keyboard controls for this. Oh, it's Drew! I decided on sooner. Drew Mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal, and I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. Okay, maybe trying to take a Furby apart at the same time as this is a bad idea. Was the music too loud? The music feels like it's too loud. I'm just going to turn it down a little. There you go, that feels better. Okay. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix right, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. Oh, it's the younger version of Vera. Was that her name? Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. It's not hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Might as well. What can I talk to you about? Yourself. Judging from this place, you're a painter, yes? Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a... He's never sold a painting? My goodness. thought he was meant to be good at his art. Well, I suppose this was 7 years ago. Maybe he wasn't good yet. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. Oof. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. And what about those forgeries? Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside painting. What? What was... Oh right, yeah, there was a forged letter, or like a page from a diary. But yeah, there was a page from the end of the murdered guy's diary that was actually forged, I think. I don't know, it's been like a month since I last played this. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. Ouch. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Can I present it? No. Who's that? No. 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 Okay. There we go. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And why you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. About what? Is there more talking? Ah, Magnifi's diary. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That's not what I meant. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a... No, we know it was... If it was just a copy, it wouldn't matter that it was forged, because it would be the same as the real one. And we could still use it as evidence. But this was a made-up diary entry. The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as a reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally, Oh? He's lying. Ah, Cyclops, of course. It seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Ooh, Okay, let's see if we have all the things. You're hiding something. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? Sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked for the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Girls, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Huh. Why are you doing this to me? So, what's Misham hiding? Actually, we do know that he's hiding who the forger was, because it was actually his daughter. Well, you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Psycho-locks? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or perhaps a new... Then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. We didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is... the real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock. What? I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? I mean, it's... the game's already told us this. We don't need to... We were told this before the flashback. Where is she? There she is. I don't think that's the right description. That's a description of her from 7 years in the future. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. Ahem. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself. Unlock successful. That was such an unnecessary one because the game knows that we know this. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl, outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in the way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so soon? Yeah, why does everyone have to fucking lie about everything? But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter? I'll speak only with the artist, the client told me. Little girl might know something about him. Okay. I think it's time to talk to Vera. If she'll say anything to us. My daughter's never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception, which was, oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when she had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Hello, Vera. Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, lawyer and pianist. Sorry, ex-lawyer. I'm still looking for the keys that say Do Re Mi. Can't find them anywhere. I don't get it. Oh, because the keys don't actually make that noise. Ugh. I'm not good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. I have threats. What will work here? Can I present the thing she forged? Well, what would grab her attention? Pointing a gun at her. No, okay. We can present her things that don't actually exist yet if we want. I actually don't think anything here will work. We're just going to have to talk. Let's see, the forgeries. Vera, was it? She'd like to have a friendly chat. I know this is the same thing. What will get through to her? Can we just traumatize this child by showing her a picture of a dead person? I have no idea. Maybe we don't have it yet. Yeah, I'll go check somewhere else. Let's go back to the defendant lobby. Oh no, the detention centre. I hope we have everything for this guy's Cyclops. Okay, 4 of them. I'm flying. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. That's what I'm going to find. Yes, the Mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales, and he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? It was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troop lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better, and flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. It was the pistol, okay. Freshly designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot? What are you suggesting? We're magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Second Valent's quick draw shooting. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was it cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating. My Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what ifs. It should be. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. Okay, I'm not sure what they're getting at here. I mean, it could be the guy who's dead. No, oh shoot, no, wrong button. That one. Oh, because Trucy's mother disappeared one time in one of their shows. Could she? It was. So her mother. I thought her mother just disappeared in a really good disappearing act. That's Zach's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe, was her name. But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. What could it be? It's not going to be the pistol again, is it? No? Okay. Was there something in the diary about it? No. I have no idea what it's going to be. Oh no, don't tell me it's something we haven't got yet. Okay, come on. Is there something we haven't checked yet? Did we present the locket? No. Oh no, we don't have it yet. Okay, I'm pulling up a guide just to see what it is we're meant to have. Like if I've done something wrong here. Oh, game does not like me tabbing out. Forgot that. Sorry about the music going weird. Maybe that's just how the music is. Okay, Mason system. Past detention center. What do we need for the locks? Present the statement for the locket. Present the. Okay, yeah, it's something we don't have yet. God damn it! We don't have enough evidence right now to pull this off. It's time to do a little more legwork. It's time travel time. I think we should go check out the rest of the future. What do we need for Vera, actually? Okay, yeah, we don't have the things with that either. Let's see the undiscovered places in the present. Okay, we do the bowl club. Is that the right order? Okay, yeah, we need to do more things here. The Grammary Secret. Okay, only 3. This should be easier. I have to know more about this power of Trucy. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. I forgot his guy's accent too. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand. I myself have no such power, but Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother. Thalassa? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Is it because she's dead? The 3 of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. That... Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal. What? She died? To you and Valiant Grimari's bullet. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes. I loved her eyes. Oh, weird. To think they could read my mind. It was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead and Magnifi has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Trucy. Mr. Zack? I do not know. Don't need any power to see through that one. So there's someone else. Someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited the Thalassa's power. Ha! How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. Or someone else with the power. I mean, I know it's Apollo, but... I'm sorry. Are Apollo and Trucy siblings? What? Oh my god, it is! Okay. Oh my god, okay. His name is something, I forgot. Something weird. Who could he be? You don't know that you had another son? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law office. So what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? No, it's Great Ace Attorney, although I don't think that game's released yet, so... meh. You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Do I? Shit, I don't have it. I don't think. Hold on. Oh shit, yeah, I don't have what I need here. And apparently there's more presenting we need to do. Hold on. This is a problem with this game, it's incredibly vague. Apparently I'm meant to present this, I believe. Yeah. The person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lost? Ah, I know. Whoa, you're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother was Magnifigramari's only daughter. Okay, understanding who's who more here. So I thought that the two Magnifi magicians who we've been seeing, the one in the red and the one in the yellow, I thought they might have been brothers and sons of the guy who died, but one of them's married to the daughter of the guy who died, so I'm guessing that means they're not related to him. What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack? Brushel, you said too much. Yeah? What am I the bad guy? Why? Zack decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Thalassa, she's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence, clearly. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition. Final? Why? As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I didn't. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumour. Yes, or it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. Thinking a lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up? That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix. This will be my final performance. It feels like he's threatening to kill himself after this, because I don't think he knows that someone's going to murder him. Someone murdered him. It was the first case in this game. This guy is beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Brushel, you may leave. Ah, but it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch and I punch, but still it's not enough. I just remember the future. Prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, and nice to meet you, piano man. Then let us begin, dealer. Da? You will be witness to our competition. Da. It is honour for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before? Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, of course, he'd probably think it was, Clavia, the Gavin who he actually met. His identical, but it's actually his identical twin, Christoph Gavin. Oh shit, where's the game? There we go. Listen, Phoenix. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. And then we played cards and he died. The Grammary power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again, that was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. The name Zach Gramar I knew, but how and why? He met Gavin. Solitary cell 13 or I3? Present day, Central Prison, Solitary Cell 13. Oh, Christoph. Why did you get such a nice prison cell? You killed someone, you're meant to be on death row. Well, well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. One of those things, you are not Phoenix. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. Head-to-head. You look well, Phoenix Wright. He's not German, I don't know why I'm doing this. You too, Gavin. Gavin's murder. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours, and I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Gramary, you know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Oh yeah, we never did figure out his motive. Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. 7-year-old case. You recall that? You recall that case 7 years ago? Of course. Ah, yeah, the trial where Zach Gramari pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? What's this noise? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimously, save for one dissenting opinion, yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't spray the guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Gramari mentioned your name, Gavin. Ah, that reminds me. I saw. Wait, no, this is Zach now. He did not seem to notice me. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me because I remember your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. There. I have to know, why did you kill Shady? No, Zach. Oh, for God's sake. 5 locks? Shit. I've never seen side locks like that. Oh, no, yeah, they're a different texture. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails. You're thinking what self-respecting man would use nail polish? No, I'm not. Who? Game, you're set in 2027. Why would... You know what, we don't question it. Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. True, true. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. Nail polish slipped into pocket. Okay. I need to go back and get a screenshot of a couple of things you just said there. And search. Let's go elsewhere. Drew Studio. Talk. We need to present her the thing we just got, I believe. What do you think about this? But the guide said that was the right thing to present. Oh god damn it, there was something else that we were meant to investigate. Oh, there's a mysterious yellow envelope. That envelope's been bothering me since I came here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. Ooh, I don't think I've seen this sprite before, I don't like it. You get mail in jail? That I do, though I read it first apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Not like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Oh, we can't just nick it, okay. Ouch. making sure I've actually got everything for this because it's incredibly... It's incredibly finicky what exactly you have to do. Okay, I think I get it. We got to go to the past, to Drew Studios. Oh, this is the murder stamp. How funny that it should be of them. The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year when the Grammys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. And that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. And one of them's just been arrested and the other disappeared. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV until the end. She also forged a diary entry from one of them. That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Okay, I believe that's everything. What next? Okay, we present the stamp to her, that makes sense. Present. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp, how can I keep her talking? Great magicians, aren't they? Isn't Troop Gamari amazing? Ah. Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Zack and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? I also adopted their daughter. Me too, I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic, yeah. Alright, she's talking, not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammy Museum of Magic. The Grammy Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once when I was little, with Father. The Grammys on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all. Yeah, maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zack and Valent? Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there's lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped. What the fuck? Kidnapped? Since then she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. Was this the time when she went out to watch her favourite magicians perform on stage? I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammy Museum. With you, in fact. Ah, yes. Actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. Oh, I'm facing the wrong direction. Hold on. There we go. That's better. A good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift, from that client actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. So you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? Oh, for God's sake. I can't talk about it. Eh? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Oh, she's got... They really wanted to use the psych log feature again, didn't they? Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Or we asked about other stuff first. So, your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things. I really like painting a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first... All I wanted to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer holds the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope to that and analyse it on the computer. She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Granbury coffin. I guess no one told her. I'm sorry, who kidnapped her? Can we acknowledge that? They're the best in the world. Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Gramari. Of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it, yeah. Took it? Father got a letter from that person. That person? You mean that letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Granmarys forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent the stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. I'm a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. Updated in the court record. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them. I wasn't a very good luck charm. Oh, sorry. I can't talk about it. Eh? If I do, it won't work anymore. Oh, sorry, I was meant to press the Magatama button. The client. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you the stamp. No, that's not why. They listened to me. To my problem. The problem that keeps her inside all the time? Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. A good luck charm that your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? The stamp? Right, shit, that was the right thing. Okay, hold on. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? A hand. Oh no, the nail polish is in a bottle shaped like a hand, okay. Ah. The same bottle's over there on your desk. I did not pick up on that. But I mean, yeah, no, totally, I knew that. It's your good luck charm, right? Also, we got that bottle from the future. How could we... Oh, you know what, it doesn't matter. I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you the bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? I'm guessing it's going to be Christoph. Wait, why isn't Clavia in the court record? This man is a friend of mine, you know? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised I promise not to tell. I'm not successful. Now we can talk to her about the client. I'm sorry, I can't talk about my client, I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore, I've got my answers. You're pretty confident in this charm then. I think they might be the devil, huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it. When they gave me this, I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. So where did you see this devil then? It was so quick I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. What? Oh, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologise, try my client, Zach. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad, very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realised it, it was already too late. Where is it going to take us now? I think we should go back to the detention centre. Okay, yeah, we should have all the things for this. It's psych unlocking time. Oh, for God's sake, it reset our progress. Okay, so we know that it's going to be the pistol. Okay. What proves that someone died? Was it this? Yes, it was, okay. The fact that she was in between them in this photo? Troop commercial performance were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. Not really. It's all here on this stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Urk. Shushi's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Part of his memory is still locked up. There's one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop is a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright... Then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. That's a great foundation for blackmail. Lance got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close, there has to be something. About how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valent's relationship. I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already know? Prove by it. With a person? I can't think what evidence would prove it. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. Accidental sacrifice was tied to both your hands. This information proves my Magnifi held so much power over... hold on. No, hold on. If Zack didn't know that his wife had another child, it's not going to be that they're actually like... It's not going to be that Apollo is actually Valent's son. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zack's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi's only daughter. Ugh. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was. It was an accident. Blackmail. There's no proof, none at all. But Thalassa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. It's two. See, maybe I am a genius. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Grimari? The Master Magnifi, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster. Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was, an accident. Zack and Valent's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight towards that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. Happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. You just fucking murdered her. But as for whose bullet stole her life, we shall never know the answer. I mean, you could just look at the body. Thalassa disappeared, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it? It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. The darkness? Why did Magnifi Grimari try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say was, it was a critical time for Troop Grimari, passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valent. He will sacrifice so much that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet, even when her life was extinguished, her present was not. What do you mean? In time, we found we could no longer oppose his wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see, I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Grimari, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. There we go, that's better. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing, quite persistently. A reporter. He called himself a newsman at the time. God, not fucking... I forgot his name, never mind. Often I spied him lurking around the dressing room, doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name I do not recall, but this scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. Why have I forgotten his name too? Brushall, never mind, his name was Brushall. It is no good to interfere with the partner, right? You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry? I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over the troop, and I began to realise what I had to do. I had to protect Tracy from that darkness. The report he mentioned, I never learned who that was. At the time, though I've got a pretty good idea who it was now. That smile and the sickly smell of mint. The last philosopher's thread connecting Zack to this world. Sooner or later I'd have to track him down. Okay, we're finished with the past. Okay, everything's unlocked now. Where to next? Actually, since it just unlocked, let's head to the Drew studio. Hey, well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-Italian bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughters... Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know. Yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. The journalist wishes he'd tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on the trial of this case the whole time? On the trail of this case? Zack Gramari was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Bosch Boat Club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no, a lot. No, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask a few questions? Oh, you're serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not all the way around, end quote. How much writing does he have on that arm there? Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. I don't want to talk to you. It was tragic what happened to his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know, I really let him in though, don't you? Yes, the forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes. End quote. Being watched. You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back and neck, freaks out. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You feel like you're being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Paranoia. Drew Mission felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he's being watched. Don't you wonder why Zack got rubbed out 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Then put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. Me? I met Zack through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnify? No, before that is. Not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Well, I did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking time with Magnify at the time. And it was a daughter too, of course. Thalassa, right? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. And Magnify wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better on me. The journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feed in frenzy. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zack Gramari. Something strange was in the air all over that troop Gramari in those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling disciples scene had started by then, I'm guessing. Talassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Dak. But blah. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting. For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnificent Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this, the performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. It was to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valent. Valent waited until Zack died, legally at least. The time finally comes, and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for the show at the Sometime Coliseum, you know? If that document sees the legal light of day, it's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valent. Lost out to his partner at work and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. One has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A regular triangle too. Fucking idiot, Brussel. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. God, high school drama. Not something to ever compare anything to. And in the middle of all this, Talassa has Trucy, and then she dies. I need to find out more about this Talassa. Oh no. Can I present something here? Oh, I have a locket. Do you know this person? No, I know that person, of course. I was friends with Zack after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually, but still, I'd never forget his wife. Talassa Grammarly, Magnificent Grammarly's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Oh, why not? Thank you. So, Talassa married Zack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. I fucking knew it. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a... That's fucking weird. Hang on. I think I suggested this last time, but yeah, she's the defendant from the last case. It looks exactly like her. Oh my god, I fucking guessed it. And it's obvious, but like... Oh shit, I just unplugged my headphones as well. And it was an obvious twist, but still, called it. She got the better deal, really? She's got you for family, after all. Huh? What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Talassa has another child besides Trucy, end quote. And it's Apollo. We've already established this. But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes, the one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband, her first husband who died on stage? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Talassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be more generous on occasion, you know. I won't need this locket anymore. I better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger, don't you think? I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Did you say bigger? Sometimes you just gotta be able to accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who'll close the curtain on this little play. Apparently that's not my role anymore. Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of it all. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? He's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to her? Well, the same with Magnifi. And with his daughter? That's a strange thing. You think it's some Grimari? Magnifi told me once back when Zack married Talassa. He said Zack had a good eyes. But not good like a Grimari's eyes. Not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grimari secret was? Maybe nobody. Now that Zack's gone. Zack. Okay, good. Another area completely finished. Thought had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grimari fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grimari's power. I don't know how this is a game series about lawyers, but there's also like a lot of objectively real magic in it. Powers was passed from Magnifi to the Talassa to the next generation. And I'd once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Where to next? Back to the Bowl Club, probably, given that he said he'd need to meet up with Zack again. Okay. Do we have all the evidence for his cyclock? Okay, there's only 3, I think so. I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. Is it because she's dead? Let's just save her. 3 of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. Okay, that's 1. Someone else, someone other than Trucy, yep. Oh, okay, yeah, now we present the picture of her wearing the 2 bangles, one of which Apollo now owns. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Talassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband. He died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grimari as a guest in our show. After Talassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. Couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grimari family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Talassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only 1 bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to her son. There we go. I forgot what it was that was to talk about. The Grimari secret, okay. This strange power, I myself do not know where it comes from. It's the fact that it passed down the Grimari line, it runs in their veins. What is it? Oh, what have I done? I asked her once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense, then she would know no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. so she could see it? Not quite. This is the strange part of it all. She wouldn't realise that she was subconsciously detecting the tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Wait, were they something she wore? Yes. Her bracelets. Just when I only felt there was more to it than just fashion. What kind of power could a bracelet have? Phoenix, what could a little green stone with a circle in it actually have? Oh wait, you can read people. You can tell when people are lying because of it. Not too out there to think someone else has something like it. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Oh god. Okay, a lot more text. Oh no, this text-based. What's it called? I forgot what they're called. This visual novel has too much writing. Why am I complaining? I signed up. I knew what I was signing up for. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two. A brother and sister, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Wait, so Phoenix has known this whole game that Apollo and Trucy were related. Maybe that's why he was just never around, so he could give us some proper sibling bonding time. Mr. Wright, tonight after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. Sure. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. The bracelets. Bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. It's like the fucking One Ring. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The grammary power reacts to tension in others. Grammary senses tension, they too become tense, and this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own, their muscles. So that's what the bracelets are for. Bracelet on one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. When the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. That alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I understand how the process works from there. It's a question of eyesight. Okay, I think I'm catching on. Have you heard of kinetic vision? What? No. Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. The athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is the Grummaries can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You're talking about power, yes? Timing of when to focus is so elementary she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realised this. That's all I know. Thank you, Zach. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I'll tell you all of that night. That night? The night my mentor passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters, yeah, we know. This was Magnifi's test. A test. In his last years, Magnifi worked us to the bone, note to the pain. But that night I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. Yeah, you said this 7 years ago. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this, I give my art to you, Zach. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zach. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah, I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then of course I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. Fitting end, don't you think? Ah, Wait, I forgot which one it was we were defending in the past. Gives me no cause for regret. Thank you, Zach. And I'm sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day. The Magnifia wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valiant. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valiant up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah, and now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Zack. There were even rumours that Valiant had helped you pull it off. But that's madness. Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? Okay. Once we go back to the area select, I might take a quick break. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveller with a secret past, but he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession. Of course, he'd killed one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner. Okay. Well, I'll just be taking a short break. Like 5 minutes maybe. See you then.
When
I'm back. Okay, let's see the solitary cell again. Well, no, I don't think we can do this yet. Not the one place we haven't yet been. Oh, god damn it. Let's go to the Colosseum of Fools. Present day Sunshine Colosseum. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Yeah, sorry. Valent, long time no see. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press, I've nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. And I realised I needed to hear it from you. You killed Magnifi, didn't you? I've walked a difficult road these past 7 years because you couldn't perform Magnifi's repertoire. Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zach Grimari? His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday. And that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. Partner Zach managed to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of the press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifi's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Oh god, how many Cyclops are there going to be? Oh, thank fuck, it's only 2. I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounded an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Okay. Let's go. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I have endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age, and the miracles of our troop within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. Phoenix, that's illegal. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles, not as long as I have this. Oh, it's the letter of transfer of rights. And what might that be? I see it bears the Grammary seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance right to Magnifi's miracles. What? Zach Grimari? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Trucy enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous. Zach's gone, vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote it. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Oh. What? He's lost some rabbits over the years. Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the end? You're not the only one with that problem. But who shot Magnifi? Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Do you think there might be some way out of it? Sadly, if you could prove that Grimari shot Magnifi... What fucking... Blur. Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifi Grimari? Well, our guy wrote a letter of confession, even if it was fake. I believe I have the answer to your prayer right here. Zach Grimari wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifi Grimari. See, all according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Zung? Zung? Okay. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Grimari killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. To receive instruction to kill, but if one is innocent, no one who remains guilty. That would be the logical conclusion. So he vanished to protect me, his partner? Ha! A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifi in the forehead? If I had and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent, I needed my mentor's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. Valent Grimari did kill the great Magnifi. Ha 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 ha. So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not I who shot my mentor. But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, knack and talent? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Zach and Valent received those threats. How do you know? But there was another. One more person could have fired the pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now? If it wasn't Zach or Valent, who shot Magnifi? Then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifi killed himself. So Magnifi committed suicide? I find it hard to believe. Hang on. To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it's a possibility. And yeah, we did consider it as a possibility as a possibility at the trial. I remember that. I remember someone saying he could have shot himself. I mean, one of his arms is outside of his blanket. Pistol's still there. Was there a pistol on the floor? I don't know. We never got a proper examine of the crime scene. Just a picture of it. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifi? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifi transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zach? Not me, I see. And I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology, huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. Did you give him the pistol? Is Valent confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? Pardon me, what could indeed? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners, it was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifi's plan. He wanted to die by one of our hands. Who did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire? That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess, I had intended to shoot him. And I planned on throwing my partner for the crime. What? That night I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room. Which was... IV fluid. I had seen it on an earlier visit. If Zach did not shoot, then I'd use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I am sorry, Valent. I am giving my magic to Zach, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room. and then I stopped. Shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That's when I heard the fateful gunshot. Magnifique killing himself? Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him, he was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, then I used the syringe to add the IV fluid I'd brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifique died and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. There's a load of people back there. I wonder if any of them are listening to this. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe. But yes. I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Bartlett. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, my friends, my performance rights, my magic, I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruined by a dead man, but I find I was wrong. That Zack Grimari was alive, well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realise that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner Zack. Then I shall apologise for my terrible mistake. I am glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Oh. Zack died a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks or a few months? Probably a few months. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another's life. I knew what I'd have to do to push back the darkness for good. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And it would involve paying that man a visit. Oh no. There we go, that makes more sense. Okay, let's say a little hello to Christoph. Hello, Christoph. Sorry. Prisoner Christoph is currently occupied. I see. You know when he'll be finished? Well... certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. He's being given his execution. That's what I need to see. Okay. The letter. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew. I was right. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Mission was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was the yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. If this was the last letter that Drew wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this troconing spray finds anything. Another poison stamp. Oh no, the same poison stamp. So this was Drew Miston's messenger of death. Was the stamp alright? No mistaking it. And the last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you've put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Hello, Gavin. I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is 9. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received any verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atrocinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry, forgot I had it. Many thanks. Why that fisheye effect? That was so fucking goofy. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it's time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. To be continued. Okay, yeah, I suppose I can do an internal save. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. Verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant innocent or guilty? Court doors are opening, trial lights, are you ready to begin? Something inside me, rising, surfacing. Who's speaking? Okay, but like Apollo's not gonna know all this shit. Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. Is it going to ask us to save again? No. Okay, good. October 9th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition? Misham condition. Acute atrocinine poisoning. According to a physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here? It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, while they risk having no one left to try. A child without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. Oh, good, he has been caught up. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Still time. Very well, your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poisoning? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atrocinine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone the verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have something to prove. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to the court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned. I've got 2 things to prove here. Who did it and how? Show... Who? Go on. Just who poisoned Vera Misham? I have a name for you. Just a moment, Herr Forehead. This is an accusation you're making? I think a bit of risk is in order. Is this much, to be precise? I understand. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. And let's hear it. Who poisoned Vera Misham? Not a fucking clue. I don't know why I picked this. Hang on. I'm not sure I entirely understand. Do you understand, Prosecutor Gavin? It is clear just who is poisonous here. Herr Forehead is poisoning the hearts and minds of this court. Very well. Okay, it wasn't Clavia. Was it Drew? No, wait, Drew was already dead at the time the poisoning happened. Wait, hold on. Christoph's on here. What's that? Christoph Gavin? What's your game? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. Thus, Christoph Gavin had the opportunity to poison Vera Misham. Apparently, the defense has something in mind. Let's see what it is. How did Christoph Gavin, currently in solitary confinement, poison her? The fucking stamp. From what I hear, stone cleaning takes a while before it acts on the body. Yeah, slow acting it is called. Also, from what I hear, my penalties hurt more later. Okay. I've got to think more logically. What would it have been? Oh, this. Yeah, because Christoph gave this to Vera. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever signed that a hand. That is nail polish, Herr Judge. It's colourless? Ah. Something the matter? Nine. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? Prosecutor Gavin has told us this is nail polish. Nail polish? Like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Ah, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time? Judge, you're a fucking idiot. How can a man who doesn't know that nail polish exists be allowed to preside over a trial like this? Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Order now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails. Oh no. That's... Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, haven't checked the defendant's nails at once. Christoph Gavin didn't have to poison that bottle the day of the poisoning, Your Honour. The moment Vera first held that bottle in her hand, her fate was sealed. But wait. This business about Christoph Gavin giving her that bottle is only conjecture. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? If you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph from jail as a special witness. Fine, I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has followed even myself. Okay, it's a defense suspicious granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin takes a stand. Ralph, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13, Central Prison. Cut forward so they'll have hopefully the evidence and him. Ah, Your Honour, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Ack, why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadne nail polish? Why yes, I use it myself. Added to the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And is there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in polish. Her taste indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Mission was poisoned. A Torquinine, was it? You were all informed about the cake, Mr. Gavin. No, I just was the one who put it there, so of course I knew. Even in solitaire, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him again. Ah. And? You agree with his accusations, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant Vera Mission. Please testify on this matter to the court. Owning the same nail polish does not make a murderer of me. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too? Oh, but you were, because you gave him a stamp which he used, and then he was poisoned by it. I'm afraid the defence's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the missions. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Accusing Christoph Gavin, my former boss. But I know he poisoned the missions. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention why. I think the same nail polish does not make a murderer. Wait, what? What was the grammar he used there? Does not a murderer make. Her father died from poison. Okay, well, we know you poisoned her father. Okay, maybe we should just press everything first. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadne is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities. And you and Vera just happen to both use it? That can't be a coincidence. I'm guessing it's not a coincidence, huh? It's simple. Ariadne is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings toward my brand name gavel here. And my silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? Please continue with your tasteful testimony. I forgot what my... Okay, I forgot what my button to make that work is. Can't you still make contact with the outside world in solitary? Ah, so he had an accomplice on the outside. Is that your latest accusation? I'm allowed a certain modicum of letter writing. But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gowron's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, you think so too, Trucy? I bet I know why. He must be nervous with Big Brother watching. Maybe that's a weakness. Oh wait, that's me. Maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? Her father died of The defendant's not dead yet. There are no known cases of someone surviving a troquinine poisoning. You seem to know a lot about troquinine. Of course, I'm a lawyer. I know a lot about a lot of things, which is why I suggest we pick up the pace. Or else you'll be short one defendant for what she's worth. The witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill. My apologies, shall I continue? The prosecution's case holds, we know what she says. Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide, and also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails? The answer is quite simple. Basically, allow me to explain, beginning with why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? Is this too as simple? She could die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? But she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough, crystal clear. Oh, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork, though. Surely you're not going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Both Vera and Mr. Mission were poisoned by the troquinine. Can't really be a coincidence. Hence is repeating fallacious statements. Fallacious. That's a funny word. Prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof as evidence of crime. Objection sustained. The defense will please. But it has a lot to do with his brother being in the room. Okay, good. We do need to. Yeah, there we go. It's time to perceive. I think it's something here. There's got to be something in his eyes, right? Wait, he's got a. Why has he got a scar on his hand? That's an interesting detail. Maybe it's not there then. Huh. Where do I... No, it has to be this. Oh, good heavens, okay. That's very easy to miss. What the fuck was that? It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff version of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father too, your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. Wouldn't? Let's assume for the sake of arguments that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? Whoa, the background's spinning. Whoa. And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ah. So I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my cell. That's not an alibi, and I don't know what is. But you found a way all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poisoned him. I mean, we know it was the stamp. We've known the entire time that it was the stamp. Problem is it going to be the stamp or the envelope with the stamp on? I'm sure this stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Trocaine was found on this stamp. Am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. That is all, Your Honour. Order, order, order! Poison on the back of the stamp. After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Dad? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You have set my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter. All you need to do is record his witness's testimony. What's the thing? So after he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Misham said that desk searching for trust under the play. Desk drawer, yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. End quote. He was looking for a stamp, ergo he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commercial stamp was in a frame, and it was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence. He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. Really, Clavier? We should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right though. How could anyone have known? Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. He believes the defense's bluff has been called. His defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with this bluff. Yeah, we already know that the letter sent to Drew told him to use that stamp to send a letter back to Christoph. You there, Christoph. What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin? Hair for head. What was your accusation again? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my father responded thusly. There was no way to know when Mr. Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned by? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp, that's all. Coincidence. Christoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. Heh. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice. What? The accusation you accuse me of Drew's murder, yeah? So then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive, he's talking about a motive. Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now here's something, why didn't you bring out the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid he was going to battle the blah. So what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about as this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice? I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honour? I'd like to present evidence. Let's see what you have, Ross. Okay, save. And it would be because of the forged letters that he had made. So Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honour. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. Page from a diary, wasn't it? My nephew Grimari's diary. Ah, when attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yeah? This was the evidence he presented, to his loss. It was a fake, but Mr. Wright requested the forgery be made. That was never proven. Defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? Dear Mr. Misham, you've signed the papers and sent it in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp? Yeah. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew by the client who requested the forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old. The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery, to keep them from talking, but he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favourite magician, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Herr Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp, and it was Phoenix Light who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two systems together, the one who schemed to kill Domitian was none other than Phoenix Light. Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the court records on that case. When I found this 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy. Here. What's this? I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this up on you so suddenly. I received files from a previous attorney only yesterday. Understand I am asking the impossible of you. Yes. Well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards, and that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigma's previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be. Yeah, I insist. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph. Order, order, order! What is the meaning of this witness? I mean, defendant, a former lawyer? Let me begin by denying it. It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Herr Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier? Just prove it. Clear up these doubts now. I swear I'm off with this case. He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link? No, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph forged it? Okay. Discuss it. This evidence does not... Oh, okay, I thought it was going to go into an evidence select. Are you telling the truth, Apollo? I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well. But if you were wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty. Your Honour, you do the defence an injustice. Is clearly passionate about this claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Holy shit. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honour. I'm getting my accents all mixed up. All you have to prove is any kind of link. Sometimes Christoph to Drew. I have something that clearly does the job. Oh, and there's a letter from Drew to Christoph. Okay, we don't... I was worrying like, shit, what could it be? Then I remembered we have the fucking letter. This evidence proves the link. Is that scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting. What? God fucking damn it, Phoenix. Just do right handwriting? What's the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yeah, of course. What do you mean, of course? Oh, thank God, Phoenix. Wait, Phoenix just forged a copy of the original letter that he found in Christoph's room. I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Light came to my cell. Except I wasn't there. Phoenix? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? 9. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Christoph's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? Oh, that's why everything went funny and fisheye. He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? And embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my boss is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honour, your decision, please. The defence's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Have you tried a gun? Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination. Oh, danke, Claudia. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole useful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family holiday, Christoph. Javier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Whose control, mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Claudia. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you. You amuse me here, Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I'd tried. Is it music or the truth? But I haven't, not even once. 7 years ago? Oh God, I forgot you really looked young. Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Is this what? Presenting sole evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? And would like to call a new witness. Okay, we don't need to see that. Okay. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence, and the next moment you called in derision. It was almost as if us. Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder, but now that I do, it's only one possible explanation. Almost as if from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Ah, correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this. Don't do this, Claudia. I knew because you told me, Christoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Claudia. Christoph? Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. Ah, I won't be appearing in the trial, actually, huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you in your first trial, but in exchange I've brought information. Information? The attorney who'll be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then... Oh, yeah. Worried. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. We're supposed to face each other in that trial, a fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My Claudia, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug, not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind the trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo, I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this intrusi. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center to catch my clients. I got 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for your work. Let's go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. So never mind, you have to... He couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-date attorney who relies on looks and bluff. He dismissed me, and if this is a pitiful excuse for a man, he deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it. So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these two men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach got both what they deserved. So you asked Mr. Evidence for that evidence so you could win? But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Romari's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Well, now you've admitted to it. Ha! Ha ha ha. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly. You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Claudia? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. Thus, you're afraid if your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, you always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said. Wait just a minute. Zach Romari was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Romari gone missing for 7 years? What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him. Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph was charged with murdering a mysterious traveller. I remember him quite well. Poisoned in a Russian, but okay. What matters is that traveller was Zach Romari. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going. We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Of course she already knew. Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? All started 7 years ago. Great magician. Yeah, we know. Cautions. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Troconine applied to a commemorative stamp. Daughter, she saved him by taking the stamp. The nail polish, she noticed something when he requested the forgery. When Vera is nervous, she has a bad habit. Tendency to bite her nails. Ah! That nail polish was a good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then she's been, well, you can see for yourself. Good luck charm for when I actually have to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. Tell you who it was from the client. This is insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she did decide to go outside? If she got into any trouble, she'd become nervous, and then the nail polish would lose arrest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. You're a defense attorney. You've obviously stood for longer than this. Mr. Gowan, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavia, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the Tolkienians who took Durmishim's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Romari to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveller. But Smith, you can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months. It's been 6 months? Okay. I'm afraid we've strayed considerably from our purposes. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here. No, but you were doing so good, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusations against him, this court of inquiry cannot find Vera Misham innocent. Your Honour, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting the evidence. You don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison. I'm responsible for causing Vera Misham to bite her nails. What? Well, than me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to our lips was you. What? Evidence is everything, there's nothing more. The discussion is reached a conclusion. Your Honour, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner's determination as well. However, with that direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Claudia? Unfortunately, yeah, Christoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. Russ, did the news not reach your desk in solitary? That is a nation on this courtroom today. This is the tire case for a new judicial system. Oh shit, I forgot about that, yeah. The public can clearly see that he is guilty. The jurist system. Jurist, you say. The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens' wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouthpieces? Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense, there is only room for two in this court, me and the law. Keep the riff out, I say. They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Oh, clever man. Phoenix Wright? Don't break the fucking stand. Okay, thank you. So everything was leading to this, of course. Right. Oh my fucking god. Okay, that's a fucking great. That was great. I won't accept. I can't accept. This is not court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorance find soil your courts. Christoph, it's over. Claudia, the law is absolute? You can't be serious. What? Oh, I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. Law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge, like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. And it is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it always changing, growing, nurturing it is on... Except for you, Christoph. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what the law is. I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Misham accused of murdering her father. And the painter, Drew Misham, however, several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court, for the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? Don't you know? Jurist chamber. Enter the trial for the case. If the verdict remains to Misham, or decision cannot be reached, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she's innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That's all. Please wait. Yes, jurist number 6. There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That's correct. I looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your concern? Who's number 6? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Wait, I can decide? Oh! Phoenix, how could... Phoenix claims... Shit! Oh, thank I can still change it, okay. Phoenix very clearly didn't do his research very well, because this is clearly Lemura, who clearly looks like exactly the same person as... Yeah, Phoenix is a fucking idiot, or doing it intentionally. Also, she's blind. And so a verdict was reached. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. I wonder if I can go back and say guilty. Record will show. When the verdict was announced, special witness Aaron laughed. A laugh louder than any heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. The morning after trial, in an intrusive care ward, Vera Misham opened her eyes. Oh, she survived. So returned to 1012 Hickfield Clinic. The Please tell me you don't have to see Hickfield. Vera, I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too. I'm proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera... Hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. I wonder if Phoenix told us that Trucy's our half-sister. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you'd never have bitten your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera? When I opened my eyes, I saw you. I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison has to infect after it, or whatever was holding Vera back from life. You'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Oh look, it's me. I love it, thanks. And... is that me? She really captured your essence of... well, I think so at least. Should have just drawn a forehead. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Dad? Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. No, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I was through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologise. Sure, I'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit. In that stack of videos, Mr. Rick finished watching all of them. You know, I knew my real dad was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? The one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did what? How? I'm not telling. And one day I shall return. Yes, I shall return. You're the next Grammari, after all. Grammari. Oh, Trucy, in the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay, Phoenix is my dad now, even he can't really play piano. Even if he can't play piano. That he can't. Oh, and I've got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Dad? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mum. No, it's your real mum. Oh, Trucy? Yes, Vera? I was wondering. Could you show him to me once more? Sahat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted, but yeah. But here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection. Ahem. Not loud enough, and I like... fucking hell, this is weird. That's... So, your memory's returned. Mr. Wright, was this all a part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as the mirror, but you knew my true identity, did you not? That's why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantees that regaining a memory would make you happy. Of course, it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children, 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know... They don't know their mother, they don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet, yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelets were the strangest of all. We were meeting him half a year ago now in Christoph's office. And then I met you, 2 fates destined to entwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget it. Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. 10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. Something on my computer's just gone a bit funky and broken. Okay, there we go. That's why I left the troop. Now my memory has returned, I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, to write. Speaking of miracles, your mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. As long as the plot demands they stay alive. And that's pretty much the end of my story, for now anyway. I've still got a long way to go in this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But let's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. So people are smiling again, hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep it. Oops, training time, gotta go. Cause of steel, here comes justice. Is that the end? I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Grimari. Trucy's on the case. And now that I have this, thanks to Daddy. Trucy Grimari, thankfully I got my doubts, but Hack Grimari? Now that'll pack him in. Not every day you get to a trial that looks hard as in one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The governors are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Oh, he's still got his broken guitar there. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got some time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. Emma, hi. So, I was standing around eating snackoos above how I can't do the beaver voice. I got this. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. Ah, in the unlikely event you are wanting a Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. Only thing called it that. I thought she didn't actually work there. Yeah, they come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. Oh yeah, case 2. Can't never became relevant again. Okay. Besides, Manny's characters on Cake was a flare like 3,000 years ago, believe that. Man, you want to make it today, you got to keep it real, you know what I'm saying? That's why I made the OG cracker. I know it don't look like no cracker, G. What do you want me to call it? The OG muffin? I feel like that's a reference to something, but I don't get it. I don't know where all this talk about food's coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. I pretend LD's noodles is all about the salt. Salt forever. Oh god, this guy. I don't care what this guy has to say, I'm just skipping over it. Ah, I didn't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life and with it joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I'll think of them when I write my next song. No. Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. That's finished now. Oh my god, we actually finished it. I'll be honest, that became a bit of a slog towards the end, but I'm glad it's done. Oh, we don't need that there. So, Ace Attorney, finally finished. That means we can start Pokemon. I should probably talk about the actual game, not what it means now. Basically, yeah, I liked it. Liked the twist. It was. I think I just am not as much of a visual novel person as I thought. So, okay, my face is fucking fucked up. But yeah, that's the end. I don't have time to do anything more with the stream. I can't be bothered to vamp for a bit, so I will see you tomorrow for something. I haven't planned it yet. Bye.